Alright, what are we gonna do today? I don't quite remember where we were. That's not because I haven't played the game in 2 weeks this time. It's only been 1 week. I swear. I know I have to go with this place, game. It's very insistent. Okay, so I believe we... Oh, we're in the second area already. Okay. Well, we have a plot place to be. Do we want to go to the plot place? I might like to take a quick break, actually, so to speak, by doing a couple other shorter levels here, instead of going on a big marathon doing all of them at once. Later. So one we've already done. Oh, actually, we've already done... Are all these levels here? Okay. These are all obligatory levels. Never mind. What about in this area? So let's just go to 5, I think it was next? Yeah. There is a 4. Make sure you just unlocked. Okay. Apparently I might have done a little bit of sequence breaking by coloring some stuff when I did here, but oh well. Oh wow, that's actually right. I didn't expect to have to color anything in these optional levels. Or to draw anything. I did just realize, thinking earlier before starting this recording, that this game actually doesn't really give explanations for when you draw new things and whatnot. They don't integrate into the plot, kind of, like they did in the first game. Whereas in the first game you had to get new pages in the Book of Life and whatnot, and that explained what you drew when. Whereas in this game you just kind of actually restoring stuff in the world is just filling things in, and then other than that you just draw stuff however you feel like it, essentially. Lavaberg. Okay. Just a little teeter-totter kind of thing. They decided to make this a turtle shell for some reason. Odd idea. With the point being something we can tip left and right. I know a little platform like this isn't something I want to spend a whole amount of time on and make like a big reference to something, but when I think of something that tips left and right, I think of that one. I think of the one platform right at the very top of Spork Mountain and Battle for King Bottom, but enough SpongeBob. It's astounding to me how many ideas I have in this game with SpongeBob. But in that case, I'm really just thinking something that tilts from one side to another. Which I guess could be anything you could stand on in general. Presumably something that could resist lava. In which case, I feel like the intuitive thing is just to make it a rock, but that's kind of boring. I admit the game's a bit more creative than usual here. Actually, one thing I will do, this isn't so much me using the game's guides in the traditional sense, as it is... Oh. I do want to use the game's intuition of what the platform actually looks like. Just in terms of what its collisions are. Because it's something that always bugs me. I've mentioned it before when it comes to drawing platforms in this game. Oh shoot. Since in this game... Okay. The guide really interacts strangely with some of the other stuff in this game. But, because you don't stand right on top. The collisions are something more like in the middle here, because that's just how the game's perspective is. But it's hard to tell if the game just tells you to draw a platform. Shoot. Every time. The game just tells you to draw a platform, it's difficult to tell. where precisely those collisions are going to be, and then draw something that's appropriate for that. Okay, I just have to erase instead of using undo here. I keep trying to use that such oblique angles, I'm not trying to. Roughly like that. So I just want to start with this just for the sake of having a sensible shape for, come on. Just an intuition for where the actual platform is. Okay. Now, what's the thing that's going to tilt from one direction to the other? I kind of need to just like draw a scale almost, but that feels like it would be kind of silly. The name Lavaberg makes it really tend to just make like an iceberg but lava, but that seems really difficult to do. I also don't know if this is only going to be submerged in lava. Presumably it is. I could try to... oh. Yeah, sorry, I'm just not feeling inspired for this one. I guess I'll just kind of go with a rocky kind of thing. I'll just kind of go from there. Big rocky platform. I feel like if it tilts one side or the other, I probably should have made it look thinner, because otherwise if it's this heavy, you wouldn't think that your own weight would make it tilt from one side to another. It's kind of funny, you start taking on these kinds of tasks and designing these things yourselves, and you start realizing what little things the designers have to take into account themselves when drawing these things. So I'll still keep the kind of roundish design up top, I think. I don't really have the kinds of colors I'd want for this anywhere, I guess, but not too hard to... just use a dark gray. If I want to get really fancy, since we're likely, I imagine these are usually going to be on top of lava. If I want to be really fancy, I could try to like add like a red, orangish, yellowish glow on the bottom, which would presumably be coming from the lava underneath. But I'm not going to get that ambitious. I'm just going to draw this kind of pretending that there's no light source from below. I hate when I draw lines that are like perfectly parallel to my light source. I never know how to handle them. Here we go. Now I get to that very calm and almost even boring part of just filling stuff in. No more conscious thought required. There you go. I would like to do things that aren't just Lavabergs today, so... I'll try not to take too much longer on this. You go away. And do a little bit in the way of highlights. I'll clean a little bit of that up in a second. Yeah. Still wish there was a way to say, I don't want to draw anything onto like new parts of the canvas that aren't already drawn on. That would be really useful. Try to kind of like give it apply a shape here. A little bit. Okay. I feel like I should also try to like apply a less smooth texture on this thing up here, although I don't really know how to make it look good, which I'm not really doing right now. Might be I prefer more subtle variations in color to be able to do this, but there'd be some way I could just add a little bit of texture to the top here instead of just make it all this one color. Which I mean, sure, it's flat and whatnot, but that doesn't mean it has to all be like devoid of bumps or whatever. You could also in theory just add a couple of straight pixels every now and then, but I think the main issue, come on, one pixel. I think the main issue here is just that I prefer subtler colors than I have here. For achieving that effect. I don't know, it's an idea. Okay, anyhow. Oh. It's a little bit of something. It's literally just a chunk of rock, but... anyways. Oh boy. I feel like I could come up with something more creative for that, but it is what it is. Oh, yeah, I underestimated myself there. I think I was going to get up. Okay. Oh. Sure. Okay. You don't look like something that would be able to hurt me, but you nevertheless moved in a way that would imply that. Oh, you're those things. Okay. So I decided to make the first strike. That's some really good coyote time, game. Oh, it's not even coyote time, it's just, if you just walk off a ledge, you can still do 2 jumps in this game. That's nice. Hi. I like your design. I'm gonna... there you go. Can I hit you? Stop that. Stand on you. Ow. It's not instant kill though, interestingly. Okay, there are definitely places to get right now with the slime. As the get small. There we go, good. Oh, okay, I can do this. Didn't think I'd be able to get up here that way. Hello. Certainly you recognize me, right? Oh, okay. Look at me fall. Well, how good a chef is Cookie really if he's gonna say nonsense like that? Okay. Wait, there you go. You can start doing damage to things this way. Ha! Watch me go. Yeah, I'm nice there being stuff to draw in these areas. Oh, by blocking it just throws them away. I do not know the way to get up here, fortunately. Oh well. Yeah, I didn't... It seemed like the other levels there weren't things to draw when you did the extra ones. Although, maybe the ones that have characters to save are different. I'll run this episode just a little bit longer than usual, just for the sake of doing things after spending a silly amount of time just drawing a rock. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. Honestly, in terms of color, I'm surprised by what they managed there. Okay, make yourself a lot less transparent. What colors are they using here? I'm surprised. I'm surprised they managed to integrate those browns pretty well. I was thinking those browns don't really seem dark enough to try to mix in this way. Which is why I didn't try in the previous drawing. Anyways, it's just a rock on top of a geyser. Like, I feel like there's not a whole lot you can do with this. Let's be silly. Actually, let's be silly, but let's do what I did last time where I'll start with an intuition for how you can actually stand on the thing from the guide. So this is the area you stand on. Right. Okay. And then everything else can follow from here. Yeah, honestly, I really do appreciate these guides being here most of the time, not with any interest of using them myself, but just seeing, okay, this is the sort of thing that they imagined you drawing. Because sometimes you just can't tell sometimes precisely what it is they wanted, what they had in mind for what you drew. Not in the sense of like what the thing would be, subject matter wise, but more in the sense of like how you'd interact with it, because the descriptions can be quite vague. And sometimes it's just not apparent what parts are supposed to be what, and so on, or otherwise just how it's going to appear in the real world. So if you can get an example of what they had in mind from the people that designed this stuff, that goes a long way to achieving an understanding of that. Okay, so here I'm going to do something a little silly. There's not really much justification to this idea, it's just like it kind of happens to fit. See if I can pull this off. It happens to fit in a physical sense, not like in a thematic sense or whatever. I don't know if there's anything in particular that makes me imagine this particular kind of object, but again, when it comes to just drawing like little one-off platforms, I tend to get silly. So well, I can pull this thing off though. Fortunately, the outline on the bottom might take a little bit of work to get it looking quite right, but start, but, oh, jeez. How can I even do this with how few pixels I have? I'm feeling less confident now. Oh boy. I'll use a different color for a second. Is this coming through at all? I feel like it's not. I'm doing this way too thin anyways. I'm not thin, that's not the... Well, yes, I am making something... The pattern that I'm trying to draw right here, I'm repeating much too frequently. It's too thin in that sense. That might work better. Yeah, we might have something here. It's maybe a little tough to pull off, but it's. I think the idea is coming through now for me as I look at this. It is fun challenging myself constantly with this stuff. It also gets a little bit tiring. I just want to do something silly and small, and yet, whoops, this actually takes some effort. Ah. So to this, so I still don't know what gave me this idea other than it just kind of fitting physically, shape-wise, but do I really know how well I pulled it off? Still have a little bit in the way of details to add here though. Do something kind of like this. I think this is coming through. Okay, just one of those things that's really hard, I think, to draw with how few pixels I have, but the idea was... What do I want it to be now? I think it works okay. The idea was based just to make a bottle cap, which... Oh boy. It is a silly thing to... Oh. Take as big a deal of as I have, I feel like. In terms of like difficulty and whatnot, but... Realized as I drew this, it's just I don't have much to work with. But anyhow. I feel like this works pretty okay though. Okay, so let's lock you. And I guess I'll start at first with just kind of a general shading of this thing. So some parts this will just be pretty much entirely shaded. Ah. Other parts will only be partly shaded like this. part was not shaded quite right to begin with. I might turn this part of this one the normal color, and then add a little highlight. I feel like that's working. I feel like that works. Could be a little bit lighter in parts of this, maybe, in fact, but I don't know if that. Yeah, the top screen, that pink looks pretty okay, actually, even though I thought it would not look so good. But I don't know. I think I'll leave it like that. Yeah, that turned out better than I expected, honestly. It's just a bottle cap, kind of random, but here we are. Alright, next time we'll have fun with our bottle caps. Bye everyone.